What is the difference between a leopard and a cheetah? Have you ever looked at a spotted cat and thought, okay, which one of those is going to outrun me? Or maybe you have wondered, if the leopard and the cheetah are both big spotted cats, are they basically the same animal wearing the same outfit? Are they equally dangerous? Do they even hunt the same way? And here is a good one. Did you know the cheetah is not actually a big cat? Both the leopard and the cheetah live in Africa. Both have spots, and both are respected and feared by everything that shares their territory. But beyond looking vaguely similar from a distance, these two animals are actually completely different creatures. They move differently, hunt differently, raise their young differently, and they even make completely different sounds. For most people, telling them apart is genuinely difficult. And that is not embarrassing. For centuries, even scientists, kings, and emperors confused them. Cheetahs were kept by royalty in Asia and Africa and were sometimes recorded in historical texts as leopards because the people writing those texts genuinely could not tell the difference. Akbar the Great, the Mughal emperor, reportedly kept over 1,000 cheetahs during his reign. Many of those records mixed up the two animals entirely. It was not until comparative anatomy became more precise in the 1800s that researchers fully mapped out just how different these animals really are. And when you see what they found, it is honestly surprising that anyone ever grouped them together at all. Let's go. First, the leopard. The leopard is a heavy, muscular animal. Its body is built for power. The coat is a pale yellow or golden color, and it is covered in markings called rosettes. Rosettes are clusters of spots arranged in a circular pattern, kind of like a flower. The center of each rosette is usually a slightly darker shade than the background coat. The spots do not stand alone. They form these grouped, clustered shapes, and that is one of the most reliable ways to identify a leopard. The leopard also has a broad, rounded head. The face is wide and powerful looking with a heavy jaw. The legs are thick and muscular, built for climbing and for dragging heavy prey. The tail is long and thick, which helps with balance. Now the cheetah. The cheetah is built like a completely different kind of machine. Where the leopard looks powerful and stocky, the cheetah looks lean and aerodynamic. The body is narrow, the waist is dramatically tucked in, the chest is deep and wide like an athlete's, and the legs are long and thin. The coat of a cheetah is covered in solid individual spots, not rosettes. Single, round, clearly separated black dots on a pale tan or yellowish background. If you are close enough to see the spots clearly, this one difference alone tells you everything. Clustered rosettes equals leopard. Individual solid dots equals cheetah. The cheetah also has something no other wild cat has. Black lines that run from the inner corner of each eye down to the mouth. These are called tear marks or malar stripes. They look like painted war markings, and they are completely unique to the cheetah. No other cat has them. These two animals look different because they are built for completely different survival strategies. And honestly, the clearest place to see that is in how they hunt. Here's something most people don't know. The cheetah is not technically a big cat. I know, that sounds wrong, but it's actually scientifically accurate. The term big cats formally refers to members of the genus Panthera. That includes lions, tigers, jaguars, and leopards. They can all roar. The roar is made possible by a flexible bone structure in the throat called a partially ossified hyoid bone, which allows the larynx to produce that deep, loud, resonant sound. The cheetah belongs to a completely separate genus called Acinonyx. It cannot roar. Instead, the cheetah makes a range of other sounds. It chirps, almost like a bird. It purrs, like a house cat, which makes sense because its throat structure is more similar to a domestic cat than to a lion. It also makes a sound called a stutter call, a short, rapid burst of sound used during social interactions. When a cheetah is distressed, it makes a high-pitched yelping sound that, to most people, sounds nothing like what you would expect from a wild cat. So the next time someone calls a cheetah a big cat, you now know why that is technically incorrect. You're allowed to mention it. They'll probably argue with you. But, hey, you'll be right. The leopard is an ambush predator. It hunts with patience and stealth. It uses darkness, dense vegetation, and silence to get as close to its target as possible before attacking. Typically, a leopard will stalk prey until it is within about 15 to 20 feet before launching. The kill is usually delivered by a suffocating bite to the throat. The whole sequence is built around minimizing effort. Get close, strike once, end it fast. After the kill, the leopard does something remarkable. It carries the prey up into a tree. A leopard can haul a carcass heavier than itself vertically up a tree trunk. There are documented records of leopards carrying a 200-pound giraffe calf up into a tree. The purpose is simple. Lions and hyenas cannot easily retrieve food from up in a tree. By hoisting its kill, the leopard protects it from scavengers and can feed on it over multiple days. The cheetah hunts in the middle of the day. This is partly because its main competitors, lions and hyenas, are most active at night. By hunting during daylight hours, the cheetah reduces the chance of encounter with animals that would steal its kill. The cheetah does not ambush. It does not rely on stealth. Instead, it walks out into an open area, identifies prey, and starts running. The cheetah is the fastest land animal on Earth. Its top speed reaches approximately 70 to 75 miles per hour. But speed alone is not what makes the cheetah an extraordinary hunter. What makes it extraordinary is acceleration and maneuverability. A cheetah reaches 60 miles per hour in approximately 3 seconds. To put that in context, most sports cars take longer than that. During a sprint, the cheetah's stride can reach up to 25 feet. Its spine works like a coiled spring, compressing and extending with each bound. Its semi-retractable claws grip the ground like cleats. Its long, flat tail acts as a rudder, shifting side to side to keep the animal balanced through sharp turns. The chase rarely lasts more than 20 to 30 seconds. The cheetah cannot sustain maximum effort. Its body temperature rises dangerously during a sprint, and if the chase goes too long, the cheetah risks overheating. After a successful kill, the cheetah must rest for 15 to 30 minutes before it can even begin eating, just to allow its body temperature to come down. The kill itself is delivered by tripping the prey with a dew claw, then gripping the throat in a suffocating bite. But where the leopard kills from close range after a careful stalk, the cheetah kills at the end of a full sprint at nearly highway speed. Because the cheetah must rest after a chase, it is vulnerable. Lions, hyenas, leopards, jackals, vultures, and even groups of baboons will steal kills from cheetahs regularly. Studies suggest cheetahs lose a significant portion of their kills to other predators. A 125-pound sprinter living alone in the savanna. The leopard is widely considered the most dangerous of the African cats in direct confrontations with humans. Not because it is larger than a lion, because of how it attacks. Silent, fast, at close range, usually from behind or above, with no warning. A leopard that decides to attack almost always gets there before the person knows it is happening. And once a leopard has made contact, its combination of weight, jaw strength, and claw grip make it extremely difficult to escape. If you ever find yourself in leopard territory and feel like you are being watched, you probably are. And unlike most animals, the leopard has already decided what it is going to do next. The cheetah is not a significant threat to adult humans. There are very few documented cases of cheetahs attacking people, and most involve captive animals or situations where the animal was cornered or handled. In the wild, a cheetah encountering a human will almost always move away. Some people hear this and think the right move is to approach a cheetah in the wild for a closer look. That is still a bad idea. But it is a bad idea the way touching a hot stove is a bad idea. Not the way standing in front of a leopard is a bad idea. Those are two very different categories of bad idea, and it is worth knowing which one you are in. The leopard is heavier, more powerful, and more adaptable. It lives across an enormous range, from Africa to Asia, hunts with patience and stealth, hoists its kills into trees to protect them, and is one of the most dangerous large predators on Earth in a direct encounter. It is solitary, secretive, and almost invisible. Most people who walk through leopard territory have no idea they are being watched. The cheetah is taller but lighter, built for pure speed rather than power. It lives in open African savannas and grasslands, hunts in broad daylight with explosive sprints, and loses half its hard-won kills to larger predators. It chirps instead of roars, purrs like a house cat, is technically not a big cat at all, and raises cubs that 9 out of 10 will not survive to adulthood. Only around 7,000 cheetahs remain in the wild. The leopard, by comparison, numbers closer to 250,000. One of these animals is everywhere, the other is almost gone. Both animals have spots. That is roughly where the similarities end. The cheetah is not a fast leopard. The leopard is not a slower cheetah. They evolved separately, adapted to completely different survival strategies, and occupy fundamentally different roles in their ecosystems. One is a shadow you never see coming. The other is a blur you can barely follow. Both of them have been perfecting what they do for millions of years. Neither of them needs your help, your fear, or your confusion. But now at least you know the difference. And the next time someone points at a spotted cat and gets it wrong, you know exactly what to say.